What's up, my Century Unit? It's the Centuryman here, so back again with another classic Royal Rumble pay-per-view review. So this time going to review Royal Rumble 2002 at the Phillips Arena. Right now it's called the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia on the 20th of January 2002. The attendance for the show was 16,106. This show received about 670,000 pay-per-view buys, an upgrade than the 2001 Royal Rumble show. I covered that show last year on this channel. Go and check it out. That is Royal Rumble 2001. Good show, by the way. That show received about 625,000 pay-per-view buys. JR and the King on commentary for the show. This is the final Royal Rumble pay-per-view under the WWF name. Later on in May, they changed the name to WWE. This was the final Royal Rumble show before the start of the brand split. And this was the final Royal Rumble show until 2014. They had one world title match. You know, between 2003 to 2013, he had two world title matches and one show every single year in January. Anyway, so the first match to kick off Royal Rumble 2002, we got a tag team match, and this is for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships. We got Taz and Spike Dudley defending the belts against the Dudleys. That is Bubba Ray and Devon, with Stacy Keibler in the corner of the Dudleys. Taz and Spike won the tag team titles from the Dudleys on, I think it was the first Raw of 2002. I don't get this tag team between Taz and Spike Dudley. I thought it's typical head cheese booking. The reason why I say head cheese booking, you know, because putting wrestlers with random gimmicks in a tag team with no reason. But I think the reason why Taz and Spike Dudley were a tag team, because I don't know if, you know, Taz feuded with the Dudleys during the original run in ECW when it was still in business. I don't know, but maybe it's just they used to work with in ECW. I'm talking about the original ECW, not that crappy ECW brand in 2006. Maybe, I don't know. Before I talk about this match, I need a drink. My throat's a bit dry. I'm drinking water, folks. Anyway, so the match between Taz and Spike versus the Dudleys, it was an okay match. It was I think it's the shortest match of the shows. It lasted about 5 minutes. I feel like this match belonged on a Raw or a SmackDown, not on a pay-per-view that people spend a lot of money. I think Spike was wearing like a neck brace. I'm guessing like the Dudleys attacked him, you know, or something. I don't know, but yeah, the whole bulk of the match, you had the Dudleys attacking Spike, because Spike was feuding with the Dudleys in the second half of 2001 during the whole invasion storyline. So, you know, look, I'm guessing it's because like Spike was in a kayfabe relationship with Molly Holly. That could be the reason, because the Dudleys and the Hollys has some history. Anyway, I think like Spike hit like an acid drop onto Bubba. This was in the early stages of the match. He tried it again later on in this match, but I think Devon threw him out of the ring. In the end, Taz was attempt to lock in the Taz mission onto Stacy Keibler. Well, Keibler was on the ring apron, but Devon, I think it was Devon, attacked him, and then Taz managed to lock in the submission hold onto Devon to make Devon tap out. Taz and Spike retained the tag team titles. It was okay for what it is. They ended up dropping the tag team titles to Billy and Chuck. This was on, I think it was Raw or SmackDown in February. This was the start of Billy and Chuck as that gay tag team. That's another story for another time. So moving on to the next match. This is for the Intercontinental Championship. Edge taking on William Regal. This is their rematch from Vengeance. Edge was basically mocking William Regal, you know, with his accent. And at this moment in time, Regal is full-on brass knuckles mode, using the knuckle duster as his finisher. I think he's called it the power of the punch. I think on an episode of Raw or SmackDown, I think they had like a tag team match. Edge hit Regal with the chair and the Edge-O-Matic to break William Regal's nose. The, and then on the Go Home show to SmackDown, you had Edge hit Regal with the chair, and also hit the referee Nick Patrick with the chair to get some heat to build up to the IC title match on this show. The match between Edge and Regal, it was an alright show. But it was an alright match, by the way, but wasn't bad, but wasn't great. I don't think there's any chemistry between Regal and Edge. You know, their styles are a bit different, you know. I feel like this match, I like their match Adventures a bit better. This was a bit slower. You know, it's just a bit slower of a match. Some parts of the match, it's funny, like Regal locked in the Regal stretch onto Edge. Edge basically reached the ropes, and Edge locked Regal with his own submission hold. Regal reached the ropes. Before that, you had, I think, the referee Nick Patrick, you know, frisking William Regal, you know, checking he's got like brass knuckles. He managed to remove the brass knuckles off his trunks. And then in the end, you had Edge was going for the spear, and Regal managed to pull off a second brass knuckle, and he kind of used the referee as a shield. I'm guessing that's Nick Patrick. Edge accidentally hit the referee. Regal hit Edge with the knuckle duster, you know, the brass knuckles, pin Edge for the win. And I think, and then you got this post-interview segment with Michael Cole. This was like near the ramp way of the stage, and Regal says, "I got the power, the punch as the gift," something like that. You know, this will set up like the next match at No Way Out. Another story for another time. So moving on to the next match. So the next match, this is for the Women's Championship. Trish Stratus defending the women's title against Jazz with Jacqueline as a special guest referee. Trish won the women's title at Survivor Series. It's the same night when the whole invasion storyline came to an end. And Jazz made her debut on that show in in a six-pack challenge. You know, Trish won the belt. You know, this is her first reign as women's champion. She defeated Jacqueline at Vengeance. So the match between, by the way, on the Go Home show to SmackDown, Jazz injuring the hand of Trish. The match sucked. This is the only bad match on the show. Trish was not quite there yet as the in-ring performer. She become one of the best in-ring performers in the Ruthless Aggression era. But in the Attitude era, she was there for eye candy, but not, you know, as her ring skills. You know, she get better in years to come, you know. Anyway, so yeah, the whole bulk of the match, you had Jazz working on the injured arm of Trish, or hand. And then I think like one more of the match, you had Jazz getting in the face of Jacqueline. They kind of, you know, push each other. Anyway, I'm trying to keep it short and simple, folks. So in the end, Trish hit Jazz with the Bulldog to win this match and retain the women's title. Jazz went on to defeat Trish for the championship on the 4th of February's episode of Monday Night Raw. And then they kind of, the whole boat and like throughout the spring, Jazz and Trish face each other for the women's title. I think Trish went on to win the title in May. And that's another story for another time. So yeah, so far the first three matches of the show, it wasn't shit, but it was a bit disappointing. Like the opener match for the tag team titles, it was okay. Regal versus Edge for the IC title was also an okay match, a bit slower. The women's title match was not so good. So the second half was a bit better. So, and then we got Vince McMahon taking on Ric Flair in a street fight. So this is Ric Flair's first match as a pro wrestler since the final episode of Monday Nitro that was against Sting, and his first match with the company, I'm talking about the WWF, since 1993. You know, that was against, I'm guessing, Mr. Perfect in a loser leaves title match. This was the Raw after the Royal Rumble of 1993 before Flair returned to WCW. Anyway, so Flair made his return to the company, the Raw after Survivor Series. Flair basically bought Shane and Stephanie's company stocks, and yeah, Vince and Flair are 50-50 owners. And then I think like on an episode of SmackDown, Flair brings up his first run with the company. You know, when he got signed to the company in like what 91, and bring up Royal Rumble 92 when he won the world title. You know, WrestleMania 8, and then it brings up contracts. You know, I look up every contract, and one says Vince McMahon, owner slash wrestler, basically put Vince in a match against Flair at the Royal Rumble. And then on an episode of Raw, Vince came down to the ring, dressing up like Ric Flair, wearing the robes and wearing the blonde wig, and then hit Ric Flair in the head with the pipe. And then they had like a brawl on SmackDown, and also like when Flair booked Vince on a match on SmackDown, he literally punched Vince in the eye. Had I see that segment over the years when Vince dressed up like Ric Flair. He had like Shiner, and then they end up fighting on SmackDown. I think they let it in, and they end up fighting. He had like one episode of Raw. You know, there was a video package built up to their match on the show. You had a Flair locking Vince with the figure 4 leg lock. They end up fighting, you know, near the crowd. Vince bled. That was set up set up a street fight on this show. The match was good. The match was good between Vince and Flair. You know, like I said, it was Flair's first match since, you know, the final episode of Nitro. First match with the company for almost a decade, you know, since 1993. He can still go, you know, both guys, they were in their 50s, you know, Flair was 52, Vince was 56. Fucking hell, Vince is so jacked, man. You know, Vince has one of the best physiques in pro wrestling. You know, he's got the fucking shoulders, biceps, he's so conditioned, you know, fast gear. You know, like, if you watch Vince McMahon matches in the late 2000s, you know, but you know, most of the time he wears like a t-shirt. But if you watch like Vince's matches in this type of period, you know, going into the Ruthless Aggression era in his 50s and 60s, he always wears like normal trousers, a vest, and you know, showing off his physique, you know. And then I think later on, like somewhat like in the late 2000s and the early parts of 2010s. He mostly wear like a t-shirt, you know. You know, he's still in good shape, you know. He's still, and you see in recent years, you know, on a cover of Muscle Fitness, he's like completely jacked. You know, he takes his training seriously. You know, he has a great physique. You know, he maintain it, train very well. You know, that's not look like an old man looks like. Anyway, so back to this match. So the match was good. You know, the whole bulk of the match, well, the first half of the match, you had Vince working on Ric Flair. You know, I think he hit Flair with a sign. Flair bleeding buckets in this match. You know, he worked on the leg of Ric Flair, locked in the figure 4 leg lock, and also you had there was a segment with Flair entering the arena with his wife at the time. I don't know if they're still together. And Reed, rest in peace, Reed. Reed is Ric Flair's younger son. I think Reed is the younger sibling. You know, I think like. You know, Flair has 3 kids. You know, you had David, Ashley. Ashley, right now she's Charlotte Flair in today's WWE product, and Reed died in, I don't know what year Flair died. Is it 2012, 2013, or 2014? I don't know. Anyway, so basically you had Vince took Flair's wife's camera, took a picture with him and Flair when Flair is still bloodied, and then they did the same stuff together. You know, later on, you know, Flair got his comeback, you know, hitting Vince in the head with a TV monitor. Then they did the same spot again. This time, roles were first. This time, Flair, you know, roles were first. You had basically Flair's wife taking the picture of Flair biting Vince's head. You know, he got a good combat. In the end, he hit Vince with the pipe, shades what Vince did to him on Raw, build up to their match on the show. Flair logged in the figure 4 leg onto Vince, Sue made him tap out, and Flair won this match. So it was good. I think it was not the greatest street fight ever, but this was a fun match to watch. There's no stakes in this match. Before we get to more, I need a drink. Because my throat's a bit dry again. I'm trying to like give up drinking coffee for a little bit. Sometimes coffee makes your throat a bit dry. Anyway, there is no this match has no stakes. I think they had a rematch later on in the year in the summer of 2002. This was on the episode of Monday Night Raw. Flair versus Vince. Winner will become the solo owner of the company. That was Vince won that match after the help by Brock Lesnar, and they scrapped the whole idea. They led up to Stephanie and Bischoff becoming general managers of both Raw and SmackDown. Anyway, so moving on to the next match. This is for the undisputed WWF Championship. Chris Jericho defending the belt against The Rock. This is their rematch from Vengeance. Yeah, speaking of Vengeance, Jericho defeat both The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the first undisputed champion. Unify both the WWF and WCW World Title belts together. He successfully defend the belt. Sorry, I'm stumbling. He successfully defends the titles against RVD, Kurt Angle, The Big Show on Raw and SmackDown. Rock defeated Booker T to face Jericho on this show. And also Jericho is calling himself the living legend. He dyed bit of his hair a little bit red. And also, the start of this match, and also Jericho, they fought in the autumn of 2001, during the whole invasion storyline. Jericho defeat The Rock for the WCW World Title at No Mercy. That was forgettable because they hot potatoed the belts so many times. They briefly won the tag team title belts. So that's more of a not backstory, but like I'm trying to show you information. I do my research, how they've been feuding, what's going on, something like that. Anyway, so the start of this match, Jericho kind of confronted The Rock and did the Just Bring It sign. That was fucking cool. He got in The Rock's face. He put his hand towards The Rock's face. Did the Just Bring It sign. Fucking good. So, wow, Rock and Jericho, they had amazing chemistry, not on the mic but in the ring. And also one promo segment. This was on Raw. I'm guessing it's in 2001. I think it was 2001. Rock did the whole Jericho family promo. That was cool. Go check it out on YouTube. Just type in Rock Jericho promo, Jericho family thing. You probably find it. Anyway, so the match was really good, back and forth between Jericho and The Rock. It's funny. Jericho hit The Rock with his finisher, the Rock Bottom. And then The Rock, minutes later, hit Jericho with the Rock Bomb through the announce table. I think on the Go Home show, I think it was Raw or SmackDown, Rock tapped out Jericho with the sharpshooter. He tried to do it again, and he got interference by, Lance Storm and Christian trying to help Jericho win this match, so Rock stopped them. There was a referee bump by Earl Hebner, then Nick Patrick come along. And then I think he refused to call down the middle, so The Rock got pissed off, hit Nick Patrick with the Rock Bottom. In the end, Jericho low blows The Rock. I think he thrown him into the exposed turnbuckle, rolled him up. Jericho's foot's on the ropes to win this match and retain the Undisputed Championship. And I think this was Jericho's Rock's final match together. Drink it in. They never fought ever again. It's a damn shame. They probably have one or two matches probably on a Raw and SmackDown, but not on the same level. It's a shame. I think, it's a damn shame. Because they didn't really interact ever since, going into the Ruthless Aggression era, because The Rock, focused more on his acting career. Jericho, he took some time off in pro wrestling throughout the years, in 2006 to 2010. They never had, they never truly interact, in the previous decade, in the start of the previous decade, in 2012, 2013 period. It's a shame, man. It's just what it is, man. If they did it recently, if they do if they did this in 2016 or 2017, into a promo segment, or they'll probably do one more good match, because Rock is still in good shape. Rock can still go. He's still in good shape for the movies, but it's never say never. But It's a shame, but they pull up a good match, you know. So moving on to the 2002 Royal Rumble match. The winner faced the Undisputed Champion at WrestleMania 18 or WrestleMania X8. This was fucking good. It's all about returns. You know, you had the return of Mr. Perfect, first WWE appearance since 1996. He left the company in 96 to go to WCW. His first match with the company since 1993. He has survived the final. He survived the final four in this match. We had the return of the Big Boss Man. He missed the whole of 2001. I think it was he suffered an injury. You had the return of Goldust, Dustin Rhodes. You know, it's his first appearance in WWE television. His first appearance in the first WWE match for almost what, 2.5 years. Since 1999, he left the company to go to WCW. Stayed there until the end of the company's run. He came back, WWF he bought out his Ty Warner contract, so he's returned as Goldust. You had Godfather and Val Venus entering this match with their previous gimmicks because they never got injured, but they never done anything ever since the Right to Censor group broke up. The Godfather, came to the ring with his hose. Val Venus doing the whole porn star gimmick, that was cool. He became Chief Morley in 2003 when he was Eric Bischoff's bodyguard or something. It's just what it is, Chief Morley. That's his real name, Sean Morley. Yeah, anyway, so I think that's it. You got new commenters in the Rumble match, like RVD's first Rumble appearance, DDP, Booker T. It's funny, he did the spinning Rooney, and then he got eliminated by, I think it was Austin. The Undertaker, fucking hell, The Undertaker. He entered number 8. He eliminated 7. I think Austin and Undertaker, eliminated 7 opponents in this Rumble match. Undertaker just feuding with the Hardys at the time because, the stuff with Taker and the Hardys, because the build up to this, Undertaker injured both. I think it's injured the Hardys. I think it was Matt, Jeff. Sorry, I'm stumbling. Matt, Jeff, and Lita, and I think they eliminate the Hardys twice, and then Maven, who came out number, I think it was 11, who just won the first Tough Enough with Nydia. And this set up one of the biggest upset in Royal Rumble history. Maven dropkicked the Undertaker out of the ring. After he eliminated the Hardys, he shouted "Get out of my ring!" Maven just dropkicked the Undertaker outside the ring. Taker got pissed off. He he attacked Scotty 2 Hotty, then Mosley attacked Maven, hitting him with the chair. They were fighting outside in the crowd. They were fighting in the food stand, and Undertaker Irish whipped Maven into the popcorn machine. That was cool, because Undertaker was a heel. Maven, eliminated one of the biggest stars at the time, the Undertaker. This moment, when Maven eliminated Undertaker, Taker attacked Maven. This is a match on, I think it was Raw or SmackDown. Maven defeated the Undertaker for the hardcore title. I think it was Raw and SmackDown. I think it was a hardcore match, and that was the only bright positive moment for Maven in his one and only run in the company. He debuted in 2001. He left the company in 2005. His only highlight with the company is basically eliminate the Undertaker at this Royal Rumble match, and defeat the Undertaker on, I think it was the 4th of February's episode of Monday Night Raw in a hardcore match for the hardcore title. So yeah, it was just what it is. I like the whole stuff with Taker. The Taker, Hardys, Maven stuff, and then. And DDP eliminate Christian, and by the way, DDP end up defeating Christian for the European title on an episode of SmackDown. You had a lot of low card, mid card acts into this match. The 4 contenders, potential winning this Royal Rumble match is Undertaker, Austin, Triple H, and Angle. But Taker got eliminated, so down to the 3. The biggest return in this Rumble match is Triple H. This is his first match since Judgment Day 2001 against, I think he fought against Kane, I think, for the IC title. And then actually no, it was the tag team title match on Raw after Judgment Day. It was the two-man power trip taking on Jericho and Benoit. Triple H told his squad. You won't see him again until the Raw or the first Raw of 2002. We had the whole Austin Triple H stare off and beating down. They end up throwing punches at each other. It's a shame we never got that final pull off between Austin and Triple H. So we were planning to do that. Unfortunately, Triple H got hurt. It's a damn shame. But yeah, when Austin came out, number, I think it was 19. The people at the Phillips Arena at the time, they went apeshit, because Austin was the main favorite to win it. And also, before we get to the rest of the match, Austin did the whole what to a Stephanie. I like that, the whole, he did the whole what thing to a Stephanie, but Stephanie's like running her mouth, said Triple H is gonna eliminate Austin, I'm gonna kick Deborah's ass, and Austin would go what, and then Stephanie did that hilarious scream. That was cool. It's like Twitter, Austin, the what thing was still over at the time. What 29 of the men over the 29 pieces of strap over the top rope. What? It's really good, It's like, I think, yeah, it was ruined right now. I don't want to get into it, so. Anyway, back to this match. So, yeah, the final four in this match. Yeah, Kane got eliminated by Angle after Kane eliminated the Big Show. Yeah, I don't know who's the MVP of the Iron Man of this Rumble match. I looked it up. It was Austin. He lasted about 26 minutes. Yeah, Austin made a record on this Rumble match. He eliminated 30. This was his 36th elimination in a Rumble match. That was broken by Shawn Michaels 8 years later in 2010. And speaking of Austin, he was going for eliminate Perfect, but Angle eliminate. I think it was Perfect and Austin. I'm checking on Wikipedia. I think it was Angle eliminate Austin. And that was a bitter pill to swallow for Austin. He got a bit pissed off and attacked Perfect, Angle, and Triple H with the chair. I think this elimination is planting the seeds of Austin walking out of the company later on in the year. So yeah, the final four were Triple H, Austin, Perfect, and Angle. And it's a shame about Mr. Perfect, never got like the final run he got. I watched Marky D's video on Mr. Perfect. I think he wrestled once or twice on Raw, but mostly on Heat. It's a shame, Like he can still go, but I don't know, maybe it has to be timing. It's a damn shame that it's funny that 1 year later, oh shit, we're not gonna see Perfect ever again. Same as Big Boss Man. So yeah, Triple H went on to win this match. Angle's a bit of a dumbass. He celebrated like he won the Rumble match. Triple H he did the old the knee. That was it. The knee. I think it was the knee stuff, like the knee to the opponent's head. And clothesline Angle out over the top rope to win this match and become the winner of the 2002 Royal Rumble match. He went on to face the winner of the face the Undisputed Champion at WrestleMania. By the way, this is set up Triple H Angle match at No Way Out the following month. Winner for the title opportunity. I might review No Way Out 2002 in the future, but yeah, this is a match. This is match of the night. Really good. You got good returns, told good stories. Yeah, I think Triple H. I think it was the right call to have Triple H winning this match. Austin was too predictable because he won it 3 times. 97, 98, 2001. I think because Triple H just came back from the quad injury. Angle, it's a damn shame Angle never won it. Like I said, like my review of Royal Rumble 2012 when Jericho was the final 2, Sheamus eliminated him. I think it'd be them, one of the best wrestlers, never won this match, the Royal Rumble. It'd be nice to the nice feather cap, winning it. But with Jericho, it's the difference between Jericho and Angle. Jericho went on to face CM Punk for the WWE title at WrestleMania 28, and for the title, and Angle in WrestleMania 18 went on to face Kane. So it's just kind of like, it's a damn shame. It has to do with timing. If Triple H's squad was not ready, he's not ready to compete, maybe they could have Angle be the one to win it. Who knows? But it's just what it is. So anyway, so my final rating for Royal Rumble 2002, I give it a 7 out of 10. Oh, fuck it, I'll give it 8.5 out of 10. So this was a good show. The first half of the show, for me, the only thing in the bad is the women's title match, but in the okay, you had the tag team title match, Taz and Spike versus the Dudleys for the titles, and Edge versus Regal for the IC title. They were okay matches, but I feel like they belong on Raw and SmackDown. They're not really like pay-per-view worthy matches, but the good is the good, like Austin, Stephanie, Watt segment, Vince versus Ric Flair in the Street Fight, that was decent. The Undisputed Championship match between Jericho and Rock was good, and the Rumble match itself was fun. So yeah, I suggest watch, if you got this on the network, watch basically the second half of the show. That is Royal Rumble 2002. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed my review of WWF Royal Rumble 2002. Leave your thoughts and comments below, smash the like button, click the bell, click the like, subscribe to the channel, be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, by the time next week, it's February, the Royal Rumble season is in our rear view mirror. But I'm going to do one more Royal Rumble show. I know it'll be in February, but let's do 2006, because last year I reviewed New Year's Resolution 2006 and WrestleMania 22 of that year of 2006. So let's review Royal Rumble 2006 next time. So this is the Sentiment officially signing out. Check you later.